I have no idea what I was thinking. What with I have finals approaching soon, and there's no way I can actually even come up with any kind of content for my channel until finals are over. Thankfully, Retro City Rampage should be out by the time I do finish up with finals. So, yay! Anyway, I figured I need to do something other than just say I'm not gonna be putting out videos until I'm done with finals. So, you know, I was gonna save this till I had more people that actually watch, but, that kind of waiting will never happen. It's just a bad idea to wait for that when you're doing Let's Plays. There's no guarantee you'll actually ever get people to watch, so, you know what? I'm gonna be nice. I'm gonna go ahead and make myself a little tutorial on, well, more like, I'm gonna explain how I do it. Everyone's steps might be a little bit differently, but I'm gonna explain how I do it. Let's start with step 1, the most obvious step. You'll need some way to capture video. I'm gonna mostly just cover doing like doing this for PC games, since I don't think anyone right off the bat when they want to do Let's Plays will go out and spend $200 on a Hauppauge HD PVR, or $150 on an internal capture card, or hell, even $100 on the cheap-ass ones that I've seen floating about, on the cheap-ass external boxes that I've seen floating about. And by the way, I've used one of those. Spend the extra $100. Just spend the extra $100. So yeah, I'm just mostly gonna cover how to do it on the. So to start, let's just show you how I handle recording games that I play on my PC.
All right, there's two main ways that I typically will record any kind of video that I happen to rummage up on my computer here. The most common one, and probably the most straightforward one, is, well, Fraps. I mean, Fraps you've probably heard of. It's a name that's going about. It costs $40, and it does what it needs to do, and it does it very well. It encodes on the fly, so that way there's no worrying about your file sizes getting too big, and then your recording software of choice just giving up on you. It does what you need to do, and it does it really well. One thing I should mention about setting up Fraps, that if you always uncheck record external input. You never ever want to have the sound from the video that you're actually recording with Fraps and your microphone mix. That is bad. That means you cannot actually fix the sound if you happen to have a shitty microphone. So always uncheck that. And of course, the options for Fraps should be pretty basic stuff. Always make sure to check record Windows 7 sound, hide the mouse cursor, and forcing lossless. I'm always fond of lossless audio and of using lossless video formats and audio formats whenever possible. But for Fraps, since this is going to be the source footage anyway, this is going to be the raw footage anyway. I figure, just leave it be. It's good enough as is. So yeah, that's Fraps in a nutshell. But what if you don't want to plunk down the $40 for this? Well, A, you're in the wrong spot. B, no, I will not help you pirate this. C, there's Cam Studio. I'm using that right now to record this whole thing. And, you know, it does an okay job. Just don't expect Cam Studio to do well for anything that has 3D graphics. Check out my early AudioServe videos, and those were recorded in Cam Studio. You can definitely see the a change in quality going from the earlier ones that were done in Cam Studio to the later ones that are done with Fraps. So yeah, but you know, I do like Cam Studio. It's free and it has a nice little video code, and comes with some nice little lossless video codec. So when you actually do things like record off of an emulator using their native AVI capture tools, and if you are going to record off an emulator, do use their native AVI capture tools. You get much better quality.
Now, I said right away, do not use Fraps to capture your audio. So then, what are you supposed to use? I got that covered too.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Audacity. It's free, it's open source, it's cross-platform. It's everything that I want and need in a tool for editing and recording audio. Yes, I said editing audio. You're going to need to do a little bit, if you're going to be using like a cheap headset, like one that you pick up for 20 bucks, and honestly that will usually do just fine. You're going to want to do a little bit of post-processing with the audio just to finagle it, just to clean things up, just to make things nice and pretty. So I'm not going to be doing that with this audio that I'm doing right now. So let's go ahead and bring up something from the past that I might have. Yeah, this works. So for the most part, you're going to want to do a few things to clean up the audio. Generally, what I like to do, I like to lower the gain a tiny bit just because I have a very loud voice. And while I'm recording, I leave like 10 seconds of blank audio. It's just that way, after I record, I can go ahead, head to Effects, head to Noise Removal, select Get Noise Profile, Control A, Control R, and that wipes out all the noise on there. I'm just going to cancel that since this has already had its noise removed, so I don't need to worry about that. And yeah, and then just to kind of make sure everything is well done, let's go ahead and normalize all the audio, so that way, again, my loud voice doesn't absolutely demolish everything. Well, everyone's eardrums. You get what I'm saying.
Okay, so now we've gone ahead and recorded the audio and the video, so it's just like splice them together in some stupid program and we're done, right? No, we're not quite done. If you are recording from like a video capture device, there's a very good chance that the video will be recorded in H.264 format. If you don't know what that is, that's pretty much the modern day standard for recording high-def video. It's kind of a common video codec, but the problem with it is that, number one, it's not lossless. Number two, it's highly compressed. That highly compressed thing makes it painful for most video editing software to work with. I've used, like, it's actually gone and crashed pretty much every piece of video editing software I've used. So you're gonna want this probably won't work. I thought I'd just toss this bit in just to, be thorough. It's not required if you're just going to be using Fraps. In fact, although to be honest, there are some video editing software does not like Fraps that much. What I use happens to be perfectly fine with Fraps, honestly, but I'm lucky. You might not be, and for those who are not lucky, you will need to transcode the video. Let's get to that.
Alright, so we got the audio, we got the video, and now we need to transcode the video. This is a sad thing that I don't like to do, but sometimes it happens. Anyway, to transcode the video, it's relatively straightforward. I got this simple little program called Prism Video File Converter Plus. It's probably the only thing that I could find that actually lets you transcode MPEG, lets you transcode H.264 video into, well, a lossless AVI. So for that, we're just going to need some we're going to need some H.264 videos. So let's go ahead and, I believe I have some from before. Let me see, where did I put that stuff? Ah, yes, from my aborted Darkness Let's Play. Yes. Let's go ahead, throw that into Prism, and let's go ahead, throw another one into there. And those are both H.264 and MPEG-4, so nothing fancy there. And from there, it's just all a matter of sending the output to AVI, and then you're going to want to choose a decent video encoder. Do not use any of their native encoders. They suck. I don't even know why I paid for the video editing suite software that the same company puts out, because it sucks. What you want to do is, hopefully you will have some kind of lossless video codec installed prior to that. If not, I would highly recommend Lagarith or HuffyView. Mainly HuffyView. I've seen that used more and more frequently than Lagarith. That not many. If it accepts Lagarith, go ahead. Also, though, I mentioned Camp Studio earlier and their lossless codec. Camp Studio lossless codec isn't bad, though I've had very poor results trying to use that for transcoding. So HuffyUV, that's my choice, my preference. So And then settings, we can mostly leave those, the codec settings alone. You want the audio to be PCM uncompressed and at the highest possible audio, well, second highest, I'd say, in stereo, because you don't want to lose that. Once you get all that done, and make sure that it stays at the same video size, same frame rate, same don't apply effects, and then you just hit the convert button and you're all ready to go. It will take a while, and the file you will get out of it will be absolutely huge. I'm not kidding, you'll be easily trending upwards to 6 gigs. Hopefully you're using NTFS or exe4 or some other file system that isn't FAT16 or FAT32. Ugh. And you'll be in good shape.
Okay, so now we've gotten the video all set up. We got a decent recording setup, so now what? Now the editing. And if you think editing is not needed, no, you're just going to put out bad videos. I mean, sometimes you probably won't need to edit. It depends on the game, but there's still going to be times where it'll probably be beneficial to the viewer where you actually just edit stuff out. Edit stuff that they don't need to see, like repeated deaths or random battles that happen over and over again with the same enemies, or stuff like that that's repetitive and boring and that you really only need to show once. And in those cases, editing, always a good choice. Now, there's a lot of different editing software out there, and there's a lot that's free, and there's a lot that's paid. Like I've said this in the beginning of my video, I've used a lot of the free stuff. In the end, there's 2 that I'd recommend. If you're going to be sticking to Windows, there's a little thing called VideoPad. They're the same guys that did that file conversion utility that I showed you earlier. I don't think I'll be going over too much how to use that, because it's really straightforward when I learned how to pick that up in like 5 minutes. So, and I'm not the brightest kid around when it comes to this kind of stuff. But if you're going to be, but my choice is practically one of the biggest reasons I actually have Ubuntu still installed on my machines. And it's a little video editing suite called OpenShot. So if you're the adventurous type, if you like dual booting, welcome to the jungle, baby. We got fun and games.
So this is where I do my video editing. This is OpenShot. This is the famous OpenShot that I've told you so much about, and it's an interesting little piece. There's a little quirkiness, but I expect that from Linux. I'm not too against it, but overall it's relatively simple to use as long as you understand that it's a multi-track editor as opposed to some of the more common single-track ones. So typically whenever I'm doing like a Let's Play and I'm expecting to do any kind of fancy stuff, I always put down more tracks than the 2 defaults. I have one specifically just for overlays and one just specifically to store any commentary audio. It varies depending on what exactly I'm trying to do, but that's for Let's Plays. Yeah, of course I'm really more going to show you how I'm going to be editing this video, not including this piece right here, because that's going to take its own time. Yeah, you get what I'm saying. So yeah, for the most part, it's straightforward to add the videos. All you need to do is drag and drop. That'll work. You could also use the little plus little import files button right up here, and it works well enough. I've had no problems whatsoever. So let's go ahead and add all these. And yeah, we got everything. So good, cool. And just remove 1 or 2 spare videos that are probably not gonna be showing up at all in the finished product there. So yeah, that works. See, I probably need to watch over this again later, but I'll have plenty of time once this video encodes. So yeah, go ahead. We can drag them all onto the timeline, or if I wanted to do it in batches, I can go ahead and highlight them all, click Add to Timeline. One thing I should note about if you're going to be doing any kind of transition effects is that they have some slight quirks to them. So I'll just go ahead and throw in a well, star wipe, because I'm never going to use it elsewise. And let me see if I can't sort everything out to just the correct way. No. Come on. Come on. Let's stop being so fussy here. And this goes up another couple notches, and I'll watch over. And this goes here, and there's more to it. This wasn't there. Maybe I accidentally removed something I shouldn't have. Well, I'll get back to that later. This isn't going to be the final product that I'm going to be editing together here, because I don't have all the footage, because I'm recording some right now. So yeah, transitions are a little weird in OpenShot, since it isn't like, well, you'll see right here, you actually have to have the two pieces of footage that you want to transition from overlap, and then yeah, it kind of works like that. So once we get everything going there, and yeah, everything looks good. Can do a little hit play to preview it. And if you're not hearing anything, well, that's honestly my screen recording software's fault. That stuff's kind of a pain in Linux. Oh well. But yeah, we got everything looks fair enough. So just check out the transition real quick, because like I said. Yeah, right. And we're good. So yeah, adding audio is nothing out of the ordinary either. So let me see if I can't find some audio that I want to layer in. I'm not going to actually use this audio in the final product, but yeah, I figure show off everything that is necessary. Videos, LP stuff, when I'm playing, Vessel will be funny. And there we go. And that's just pretty much drag and drop, and it doesn't show the waveform, so lining it up, syncing it up is a little problematic, but oh well. You take what you can get.
And that's it. It obviously takes more time than this video was long, but those are the general steps I typically go through with making this stuff. I mean, like I said though, I use pretty much lossless file formats from end to end. When I'm exporting from Audacity, I always export in FLAC. When I'm recording a video off of Fraps, well, sometimes I might use the lossless option, or often I not. But when I'm transcoding that video, I use a lossless option. And that's because I do not want that's because whenever you do any kind of transcoding or anything like that, there will be loss in quality as each time you run it through the machine. So you're going to want to... So, pro tip, keep it lossless until you're ready to post it to YouTube. And once you are about to post it to YouTube, all you get just whatever video format happens to work best for you. So, yeah, that's it. And sorry, I'm probably going to have to go on hiatus because of finals, but I'm sure it's not that hard to understand. I wouldn't say I'd be gone for good. Yeah, well, until next time, everyone, take